Welcome back to the Muppet Monster Adventure Let's Play. In this part we will be doing the final level of the Madness Marsh, the Bluest Bayou. So this is the level that I never played before because my original copy of the game was scratched too much. Not my fault, because I technically didn't own the game. It was siblings of mine, and they don't really take care of discs as well, or at least they didn't back then. So I'd only actually played this level like once before, and that was only because I got another copy of the game and then finally played through the game properly. So I think actually this playthrough, it might be my second time actually playing through the level. It could be third. So like my route through the level is not quite as like optimized as it has been in some of the other like parts. But thankfully this level, unlike the last two, it's actually quite a bit more straightforward. It's definitely not like Temple of Pork, where there's a lot of like secret areas, and there's not really that much of like a back and forth thing going on either in this one as much. It is pretty straightforward. There is and like the enemies in this are also they're pretty interesting. Or like kind of, I think there's one kind of unique sort of enemy. I'm not sure. I think we've had it before, but it feels a bit different. We have these like, I don't know, these Cajun hatchet men, it seems, and they're like they're just like your standard big enemy. But then we also have these alligators. Are they actually axes, or are they more like they're hatchets? Or are they more like or are they more like they're like giant like butcher knives too, or axes, or well, not axes, like knives, or some sort of saw blade. I think they're meant to be over-exaggerated hatchets with like really big blades. But yeah, the alligators, or the crocodiles. Don't know. I have to look at their snouts. I don't think we've had an enemy quite like them before. I think they're a bit. I think they're supposed to behave like the hedge clipping guys in the first level, where they charge at you. But unlike them, they're standing straight at you and like facing you. They're not like busy cutting something and they turn around and then start charging at you. I think I just heard their death grunt, but it seems to only play when they fall off something, and seeing as they always hit the ground immediately, you don't really get to hear it. Now the other interesting thing is these boatmen. They're not like other enemies. You can't actually attack them or defeat them or anything. They're just an obstacle. They throw TNTs and you just have to avoid them. And I think it's a reference to how some like, I don't know if this ever happened or if it's just like an extreme like take on like unethical fishing methods. I don't know. Maybe some people in America use bombs to get their fish. Maybe because the putting the bug zapper in the water was a bit too dangerous, but Yeah, but stick of dynamite is perfectly okay. I guess that's why none of the alligators are in the water. I think I'm just gonna call them alligators because I can't tell exactly which one they are. And aren't alligators more of an American thing anyway? So, and if this is supposed to be like a bit more based on, well, it looks a bit more American than more than the last two levels certainly did. I wonder though, is this supposed to be like nearby with the Temple of Pork and stuff? Do we have like a much more advanced society living next to? I don't know. This one has technology. The other has magic. So I don't know. It's up to you which one you think is more advanced. But I wonder if it's like that. Oh, I don't remember the name of it. It's that M. Night Shyamalan film where it's meant to be like in this Amish village and there's monsters attacking it. It turns out it's actually just people in Halloween costumes and they're in a like secluded area that they've never forayed out of and don't realise there's a modern world beyond the fence. And it's just people intruding in their land in Halloween costumes. I don't know, that I think that film takes itself seriously, but if it didn't, that actually would be a really good plot twist for a like comedy horror film. Meanwhile, Robin's just making sure the water is just the right temperature before he goes for his evening swim with the multicoloured blowfish. Of course, I just like making sure that the waters, especially of these ones, because these ones are a lot more annoying than the piranhas. And they're a lot easier to take out too, though. I like making sure they're clear before I swim around. But yeah, this level reuses the hub music, which was already used in Horror Hike, and that's why this world is the worst offender for original music tracks, because while it reuses two music tracks like the last, well, not the last world, but the third world did, this one, the two times it reuses a music track, it's the same music track, so you get even less variety. And this is like this level, I think that this music track suits the least. Like, I don't think it suits it as well, and I feel like it would have been better if they had made their own. But like, whether they would or not, I don't know. Anyway, we just killed Rizzo again. But I think they were kind of running out of ideas for some levels of where to put Muppet tokens, because we just had two in the same area as each other.
Enough Muppet tokens to open the next Muppet Monster boss, okay?
But at least in the other levels, when they reuse the music, it kind of suits. But this one just feels a bit out of place. It feels a bit too like I'm not sure what the word is, but it doesn't suit. It's not what I think of when you think of like Cajun and this sort of theme. And I don't know if that's just because we've heard it so many times before, or if it's because we just heard it in the Hot Hike level, where I think it suits it much better. And it does sound a bit more like tribally, for like lack of a better or like real word. Oh yeah, and they actually hid a letter inside a like, well, it's in the same spot as that chest is. I was lucky to get that. I'm trying to think, if they had to reuse a music track from this game, which one would actually sound more fitting? I don't know actually, probably that's why they went for it actually, because while it doesn't suit the level, of all the tracks they have, this is probably the most suitable. And they could have used the main title theme again. I guess that one would have worked too. Yeah, that one probably might have worked a bit better. I don't know, maybe originally there was only going to be like 2 levels per world, and that's why they have so few music tracks. Because the music being reused is very frequent. Thankfully we're in the final area. There's no don't think there's any other backtracking. I don't remember where the bonus box is. I'm sure we'll find it lying around somewhere. It is helpful that you can see evil energy from afar. I always think those enemies are easier to hit when you run straight at them as well. It's I think it's similar to Spyro's charge and flame. In the Spyro games, Spyro's flame goes where his mouth is. So if you flame and charge immediately after, the flame follows you because you're charging before the flame animation and hitbox has ended. So it travels along with you rather than staying behind from where you actually initially began breathing fire. So you actually cover some more ground with it. It's actually a useful tool for getting thieves in the first Spyro game, because you have this extended hitbox in front of you that goes further out than your horns for a split second. So a similar thing sort of happens when you're running with the power glove. But yeah, we just had another easy challenge. Smash those oyster shells. First, this lady in the red dress. Oh, the bonus box is next to the exit portal. That's convenient. That guy sounds like he kind of sounds like the man at the office when they come back from the lunch break and there's loads of emails for them for stuff to do. You don't want to do it, but you know you have to, and you're kind of surprised because you have an easier day. No, I'm not speaking from personal experience. What would give you that idea? And so we just have one more token left to get, and it's just this one on a lowly rock over here. Now, if I was actually good, I could have actually landed on that rock and skips me having to go through these platforms again. But alas, we'll have to take the long way. But yeah, this level is still fairly interesting to me because I'm still not that used to seeing it. But I'm glad that I'm able to do it still in a timely fashion. If I were to ever speedrun this game again, which I don't really plan on doing, I would have to actually learn that level properly. Because all the other levels I just know from memory because I played them a lot when I was younger. But anyway, in the next part, we will be doing the second to last boss of the game, which is the Miss Piggy one, whatever it's called. But I'll see you then.